Hi friends, welcome back to our channel. Guys, today we are going to discuss about how to automate the Docker bake. So last class we already discussed how we can, like, what is the Docker bake, what is the use of Docker bake, how we can integrate, like what is the purpose of we are using Docker bake. So last class we discussed on this and we done the manual deployments also, how to build that and how to push the Docker files, like Docker images into the Docker hub. So today we are going to discuss about the how to automate that process. Last class, how we did, we just cloned that like whatever requirement code and Docker files and Docker bake, so that we have cloned at our EC2 server manually, and we just run that manually, these two commands, docker build x bake -f and using docker bake file, and same we have pushed that. So today we are going to automate using Jenkins. So if we integrate with the Jenkins, we required git, and first of all we required one any server like Linux, Ubuntu, any server we required, server we required, and gateway required, Docker also required, and Jenkins required. So these are the tools we require to automate this process, and Docker hub also. Okay, these are the tools we require to automate. So let's discuss with one by one. So server will install our cloud. So git we can install using the install git, so that we can do it on practical. Without any delay, we can start the practical also. So I think concept it's clear. So before going to automate practical session, I just want to explain one thing. In my GitHub, I have one Docker Bake repo. Here I have stored Jenkins file and my code also. This Jenkins file, before I'm going to Jenkins file, I am just explaining my code. First of all, this is my code. I have the three concept. Last class we already discussed, right? What is the main aim is Docker bake. Docker bake is like it will combine the multiple projects. It will trigger the multiple projects, and it will push the all the images in the single shot. That is the main concept of the Docker bake. So I have the three APIs. For example, I'm just explaining again. I have three APIs. One is the Docker backend, Docker web, and database. So manually, usually we how we can do, we are doing separate. We are creating backend API and web API and database. We are creating three repositories. So here I am doing single repository I am creating. Inside the single repository, I have stored, I have created three APIs: backend, frontend, and database. All three APIs I have created the separate Docker file. So I have all three APIs I have created the separate Docker file. Here I am running the hello world application backend, and frontend I am running HTML page, and database I am running DB connections. So all three I am running separate Docker file. Docker file is different. So anyway, we required the Docker file is different, right? We required the required dependencies, and we required the jar files, where files, and we need the separate port numbers, so that we are just differentiating the every API. We are differentiating separate Docker file. So this is one thing. So next, these all three APIs I am combined storing into the single Docker bake YAML file. Let me open this. Here I have opened. See, this is my web, this is my backend, this is my database. All three databases I have added into the my docker bake YAML file. I am calling exactly what the meaning. I am calling of the single file, all three APIs I am calling into the all three APIs I am just calling into the docker bake YAML file. So how I'm calling, I added the context path into the where I stored and the location. I mentioned it will call to my docker file. Inside that web file, I just want to call my docker file. Then it will create the image, any tag you can provide. Like is your provide your docker credentials and everything, and you can mention that. Okay, and tag you can mention anything like whatever you require to push into the docker hub, that tag you need to mention here. Okay, this is the docker bake concept. Now let me show you the Jenkins file also, how I am integrating. First I'm just cloning, I'm providing the environment variable, my repository name, docker bake location name, registry, like where I can push that, and username, password also. Okay, this I will show you how we need to configure into the environment variable. First stage I am just cloning the repo. This repository I am cloning my docker bake repository. After that I am building the image. I am just checking the image. I am just again then I am building the image in this location. My docker bake file name. Docker bake file name is this. Okay, and also once it is built, then I'm just logging into the my docker hub. After logging in docker hub, I'm just pushing into the my docker hub. Last time we did these things in manually, right? Now I'm doing using Jenkins file. I'm automating this. Okay, okay, now we can start the uh, like uh, let me install the server. Go to EC2, run the instance. Docker bake auto. I'm using Amazon Linux free trial, and I'm using T2 micro only for testing purpose. I have my key pair. I'm just allowing the everything HTTP and HTTPS. I'm just launching the server. Okay, once it is launched, go to the server. Log in into the server. Connect this. EC2 user. Select the PEM key. Okay, now I am able to log in. So now I am inside the server. So after the server, what are the requirements we need? What are the tools we require? After the server, we require Git, Docker, Jenkins, Docker Hub, right? So let me install the Git. Install Git. So Git is installed. Let me check the Git version. So I am able to install Git. Now what we can do, I have the script. I have already created one script for installing Jenkins, Java, everything. Here I missed that one thing. Java also very required. So I have already created one script in my GitHub. Let me show you that. Java Jenkins automation. So this is my repository. Here I have added one shell script. This is my shell script. Okay, let me copy this. I'm just explaining first. I'm just using m update. After that, I'm installing Java 7. I'm adding the repositories required, Jenkins repositories. I'm after that I'm installing Jenkins and starting the Jenkins and checking the Jenkins status and displaying the admin credentials also. Okay, if you want you can use my repo and install automatically. I'm just creating the one Jenkins file, sorry, one shell script. Jenkins.sh, add here. Okay, this is my script. Provide full permission chmod 777 Jenkins.sh. Now I execute that script. See, it will install everything automatically. We haven't done anything in manually. Docker only we need to install. That will also I will do the automate for for as of now I'm installing Docker manually. See, Java 17 it is installing. Required the Java 17 for Jenkins or Java 11 also we can use. For latest we are using Java 17. Okay, Jenkins installation also completed. Now it is enabling the Jenkins. Okay, now successfully Jenkins is running up to date. Now we have the key also. Let me log in. So let me allow the security groups. Here I am all the topic. Actually we required 8080, but time being I am allowing all the topics. Okay, now copy the public IP. Copy the public IP. Go here and hit that. See, now I am able to log in the Jenkins. Here put that key like password. Continue. Install register plugins. So meanwhile we can install Docker. We require Docker, right? We can install Docker. Use these commands. I will provide these commands. Installing the Docker. yes. Okay, my Docker is installed successfully. Now start the Docker and allow the permission without with sudo also my Docker will start. Okay, now enable the Docker. If you enable the Docker, once we restart the system also it will start automatically. Now check the version. See, Docker 25 it is running. My Docker also running. Now go to the Jenkins. Here my Jenkins also running. Let me create the password. Okay, save and continue. Okay, mail ID also required. Okay, I'm done with the configuration. My Jenkins is start to using. Jenkins is ready. So this is my Jenkins web page. Let me create the job. I'm creating Docker Wake automate auto job. Creating the pipeline. Here I'm adding my Jenkins file. This is my Jenkins file. This is not my Jenkins file. Let me go to the repository. Go to my Docker Wake. Oh, here is my Jenkins file. This is my Jenkins file as previously I explained already. Let me copy this, paste it here. So this is my Jenkins file. Let me copy. I have already explained all the stages, right? I'm cloning that repo, Docker Wake repo, building that and pushing that log in the Docker Hub. So I'm not going to explain again. So directly I'm integrating these Jenkins. Paste it here. So I told you, right, I will explain this environment variable. So repo already there, my repository cloning, Docker file also already there in inside my repository. Registry Docker, this is public repo. Username, this is my Docker Hub username. Password, I need to create this password. Let me create this password. How I can create? Just apply and save. Go to the dashboard. Manage Jenkins. So before I will show you what is the error we are getting. Let me build this. Just observe this, what is the error we are receiving. Slash value Jenkins workspace Jenkins auto. See, Docker Hub credential is not there. So let me go to manage Jenkins. Credentials. System. Sorry. Global credentials. Add credentials. I'm just creating the secret test. I'm creating just my password only. Okay, I'm just creating this. Now again go to the dashboard. I have created now. Now start the job. I'm building the job. You must. What is this? Now my job got started. It's cloning successfully. Docker will permission denied. Build X. So we need to provide the Jenkins permissions here. Let me search this command. And I have done already. So Docker Jenkins. I think we have done the after restart, right? So let me restart the Jenkins first. Systemctl restart Jenkins. Okay, just restarted the Jenkins. Let me re-log in. Okay, I just provided the after installing Jenkins. I just installed after installing Jenkins Docker, right? So that's why we face this issue. Let me build it again. Again failed. Okay, let me use this command. Docker user. Okay, Jenkins user also we can try. also. Okay, now it started, so we need that permission. Okay, now it is success, right? So I just show you what is going on inside this. I'm cloning that first. I'm just building that Docker bake. So I already show you the what is inside the Docker bake. I'm just building everything, all the code, and log in the Docker hub and pushing my all the images into my Docker hub. Let me log in my Docker hub. See this. Let me refresh. All the three images got pushed in past 1 minute. Okay, this is how like automate the Docker bake also. We can use it to deploy all the images, multiple projects we can run at a single shot. So we can push all the images in using single command also. Okay, this is how like last two classes we are discussing Docker bake. That's it guys. Any questions you just mention in comment section. I will get back to you. Thanks all. Bye.